Okay. We may not move forward. We'll have to see. Here's the common mistake we see on 38. And you guys tell me why this is wrong. They see this 36 and 154, and they add 36, and they add 36. Why is that wrong? Because they're on the same side. Okay? If they are ever on the same side of the inequality, then we just add them together. So don't do that. Just go ahead and take negative 154. I'm not saying that's what you did, Zach. I'm just taking this opportunity to show you what a common mistake is that I've seen a couple times. Just take 36, 154, add them together. That's where I'm getting the negative 190. Okay? Okay, so on this one, you're starting to see that not all the time will I show exactly what I'm doing. Like I wrote this purple in to show kind of what I did later, but when I'm solving things, I don't always go, minus 100, from each side. But if you need to see that, or if you're not quite sure where I got a step, just ask me, how'd you get that 6W? Okay, or something like that. And I'll go ahead and show you what I did. Yeah, like I said, I had to do this problem like 4 times, and I stared at it until I figured out what dumb thing I was doing wrong. It's frustrating. Okay. What else? 23. So this is the, I forget what this one is all about. Is this, I forget what the problem was about. $100. And his lunch was $18 a week?
Yeah.
Okay. So the equation they gave you basically was 100 minus 18W. And they basically want to know how long it would take until they ran out of money. So then you'll plug in 0 for the amount of money you have left. Okay? So that's where I came up with this equation. I just plugged in 0 for what they had left, and now I'm solving it by subtracting 100. And then I get this negative 100 equals negative 18W, and then I divided both sides by negative 18. And I got a question for you. When you grab your calculator and take negative 100 divided by negative 18, do you type in the negatives?
No, because it's going to be a positive because it's both negatives.
Yeah, so I would encourage you guys to use your brains as much as possible. Even though I don't know what 100 divided by 18 is, I'm going to save the work of putting in the negatives because I'm going to say
Get the same answer.
You can't get the same answer, so that's what I'm saying. A negative by a negative, why type in the negatives? Yep. So and I really think that even on problems like 26, if you are using your calculator for that, I'm sad for you because that's stuff you should be able to do in your heads. 16, take away 7, take away 6, and 1 more, you get 9. Okay? And so I'll take this opportunity to just say, don't lean on your calculators quite so much. Try and do more in your heads. Okay? I think that'll pay off throughout your lifetime. They say that one of the reasons why students don't use the math we teach you is because your mental math skills aren't good enough. So you look at something, you're like, I don't know what that. No, whatever. Then you just you just don't do it. It's like, come on. Okay, 11. How did 11 go with the golf? Did it go all right? Because here's the thing. This is a great example of a problem that has bias. If you've golfed before and you know how greens fees work, you're probably going to be more successful with this problem than if you hadn't. Okay? So this is never a problem you'd see like on ACT or something because they really avoid problems that if you've had experience with a certain thing, that you do better than somebody else. Okay? But how this one works is I've got $6 for club rental, $6 for club rental, and there's 4 people. There's 4 people golfing, so 4 people have got to pay their greens fees, and then total is say $76. So club rental, and 4 greens fees. That's where they're coming up with that one. Okay. Anything else? My goal is that I'm doing a ton of algebra, a ton of solving equations, a ton of solving equations. That's going to be such a big part of this next quiz that it's kind of like slope and intercept that I was surprised some people didn't know. So I want to make sure that, that you guys have that base that we need to have. Okay, let's take a look at the worksheets. Okay. Chose to do a worksheet because this is usually a skill that people struggle with a little bit. And I'm talking about this side right here. Okay? The side that says, what do biologists do when they visit France? Okay? This is kind of a clever one. You may not think it's funny if you're not clever. Okay. So here's the deal on these. All of these are formulas that you might see somewhere in your math classes, your business classes, or your science classes, something like that. Like, say, for example, number 8, that's dealing with electricity. I don't know if any of you guys are in the shop class right now. They're wiring outlets and stuff, but this is something that they may be doing. I is amperage, E is voltage, R is resistance. You got other things like V, the volume of a cone or a pyramid. Here you got H, the height of an object due to gravity after time. So there's all of these are real world formulas at some point that sometimes helpful to solve for different variables. So like if I do something very basic like number 2. Notice they want us to get T by itself. You guys are probably pretty good with moving stuff around if there's numbers, but if there's variables, that's when usually people struggle. Okay? So don't even look at your answers at this point that they give you. What do I have to do to get T by itself? Plus LC. Yeah, because right now it's minus LC, so I'm going to add LC to both sides. So that's where they're getting their answer. And what I would do is I'd get in the habit of, going to add LC, and I'm going to go ahead and change my pen. This thing's kind of... So add LC, and then I just get T is equal to B plus LC. That one, I have no idea what that formula is for. No idea. Okay? But if I do something, let's come down to number 7. Number 7 is a little bit more involved, and I think that deals with my slope-intercept equation. So if I'm going to solve this for x, what should I do first? Subtract the b. Because right now, if my plus or minus thing doesn't have the variable I'm trying to get by itself, get rid of it. So I'm going to do minus b, and my b's cancel. And you have y minus b equals mx. Don't worry about the other side. You just focus on the x side. Okay? The other side's just along for the ride. So now what I got to do to get x by itself? Divide by m. So right now it's times m. So I'm just going to do the opposite. So today's all about opposites. And what about like number 3? Okay, let me finish this one first. Okay. So I got y minus b over m. There you go. That's going to be I. Number 3, I don't want to do a ton of these. I want you to do a lot of these yourself. But this one, you're taking all those times h. So you get h by itself. You'll do the opposite of times 2 pi r. Okay, let's go to number 10. This is actually the formula for simple interest. Let's get r by itself. Let's get r by itself. So what should I do first? Subtract the p. So I'm going to subtract p from both sides. I'm always doing something to both sides. And so that cancels. I'm left with t minus p equals PRT. So again, honestly, every step I take a look back for what I'm solving for. I'm solving for R. So what am I going to do? Divide by both P and T. Can I do them both at the same time? Yeah, you bet. Because it's times P times T, let's go ahead and divide by PT. But what I want you to do is I want you to solve this like I am, and then look at your answers. Don't just look at your answers and try and figure out which one it is. I want you to solve these. Let's hippity hop down to number 17. This is the formula. This is a very difficult formula for averaging 3 numbers. You add all of them together and divide by 3. Okay? So what I got to do to both sides? Get C by itself. What's the outermost layer that I got to peel off first?
3.
Times 3. I got to get rid of that divided by 3. So I'm going to multiply the left side by 3 and the right side by 3. Again, it's kind of like an onion. I'm going to peel the outermost layer, and then I'm going to peel the next layer, and then the next layer, and then the next layer. So on the left side, I just get 3a. Now what happens to my 3 on the other side? It cancels. So there's nothing left to distribute. Just a plus b plus c. So again, look back at what we're solving for. We're solving for c. So now what?
Minus a and minus b.
Minus a and minus b. Good job. And that is the last one, which is t. Okay. So there's the examples I wanted to do. I think that'll give you enough to get going. And if you still have some questions, I can help you. Other people can help you. But that whole side needs to be done. The other side, what I want to do is I just want some more practice on some things. But honestly, after I copied this, I'm like, man, this is too much. It's just kind of redundancy. So here's what I want to do. The guys, I want you to do the left side. The girls, I want you to do the right side. But everybody does the word problems. Everybody does the word problems. That's one thing we need to continue to work on a little bit here. Everybody's doing the word problems. Okay? So when this one, since some people are doing one, some people are doing the other, you're going to have to, by the time you leave, you're going to have to get together with somebody of the opposite sex and find out what the riddle is. Okay? So we're going to do both sides of that. Now we do have a very, just 2 problems from the book. I'm going to do page 81, 32, and 39. Page 81, 32, and 39. The last class, almost everybody was able to get it done. So with you guys' extra time, I think you'll really be able to get it done. So this is a great opportunity. Like I said, get your solving skills where they need to be if they're not there already. Okay, this is a great opportunity. If you're stuck or aren't the greatest at something, let's work together and let's get this done. Bless you. Well, if I'd stop recording.